Attacks here. We have the good boy. This might be the dream. Let's drop the Yanggu here. Let's put a counter on the Patient Druid. And let's ramp out MOWU, the good boy. Hello everyone and welcome. I am Lenny and you're watching Lenny TV. Man, the first year on YouTube for me is quite a success. I'm gonna be honest. I have looked into my stats and I want to share a little bit of some numbers with you, alright? So in the first year we reached 500 subs and I'm really grateful for that. Thank you all for watching, thank you for playing my decks, watching my content, sticking around from the very beginning. There are a few guys that watch from the very start and they stick around. And I was really thankful for everyone that was commenting, and yeah, it was a nice thing to see. And through a hard year, where I would say I had, you know, not the best time in my life. I was, you know, I would say not really depressive, but I was, let's say, in a bad mood a lot at the beginning. And then my now ex-girlfriend helped me to get back into somewhat normal state of mind, ego-wise. And then with the help of a professional, I was able to be more happy again and have a different view on things. It was quite an interesting journey. Also worked out a lot. Also the house was stressing, or the flat was stressing me out because it cost so much. And yeah, I don't know how the hell I was staying sane through that time, but I managed to build something that is insane, and yeah, I'm just really happy. I don't know if you can tell, but I feel genuinely happy, and it's thanks to you, and it's amazing. Thank you all for watching. I really am thankful. Some more numbers. We have uploaded 72 videos in the first year. That sounds like a lot, but it's not a lot if you think about how much views we got. We got 66,000 views in total in this first year, and we have accumulated 8 hours of watch time. And I was like, 8,000 hours? That seems like a lot. And then I whipped out my calculator, and 8,000 hours are 330 days straight. And 300, that's almost a year. So people watched my content for almost a year through. Like in time. If you take the time, stretch it out, it's a year-long watch time. Almost. And that's insane. That is insane. I'm amazed. Like, just looking at those numbers, I'm now starting to realize what do big channels pull? What numbers do they have? They have to be insane if I have reached these numbers. So yeah, I think this is just amazing, and I'm really thankful. I love all of you, and I will do my very best to keep all of you entertained. You can trust me on that. Yeah, today's video will be an awesome Ozolith deck where it's really a jank build. I don't know if it's gonna perform today, but I wanted to make Simic Ascendancy work. And with the Ozolith, I think that might be possible. Maybe not the list that I have built today, maybe something else, but this will be the last brew I do. So I've done 10 standard videos for the month, and I will switch up the content now. I want to do, I want to revitalize or redo my Road to Mythic series, where I play competitive decks and just try to climb the ladder. There was no real structure to them beforehand, and now I want to shorten the length of them, so maybe do 10 to 15 minute video on a specific deck that I play for, let's say, 50 to 100 games. I don't know yet how much games I will play and put into that. And then I will give you like my performance with the deck, like my win rate against matchups, against specific matchups. Yeah, I will play traditional, so with a sideboard, and I will give you sideboard advice and specific cards you want to put in or take out against specific matchups, something like that. That sounds like fun to me. And it's going to be more of a structured video with more work behind it. If you like the idea, please comment something down below. Like, the best thing for you to comment right now would be which deck you want to see first. And the next thing you can expect is some Brawl brews and historic decks. I don't know if I'm gonna do 10 Brawl videos now, or 10 historic videos, or something in between. I don't know yet. I'm just really glad that I have reached my goal of 500 subs now. But I will do something, trust me. So yeah, thanks for watching. I'm really glad that 500 people, more than 500 actually, 502 decided to subscribe to me. And that just means the world to me. Thank you all. And let's jump right into the deck explanation of today's video. Alright everyone, we're in the deck builder as always. I mean, look at it. We have quite the meme here, I'm gonna be honest. I'm not gonna pretend that this is a really like strong meta deck. But playing this list is actually quite a lot of fun. I was looking at the Ozolith and I want to make this card work. It reads, whenever a creature you control leaves the battlefield, if it had counters on it, put those counters on the Ozolith. And the second thing it reads is, at the beginning of combat on your turn, if the Ozolith has counters on it, you may move all the counters from the Ozolith onto target creature. So that means we can store all the counters on this thing and then put it on a creature and make that creature a really, really big threat. So the game plan here is to play a lot around counters. One card that does that is Simic Ascendancy. This is obviously a meme, and I'm gonna argue that no one has made this work in standard at all, and I don't think that this will be the magic deck that makes this card work, but we are gonna try. So one copy of this in the deck. We have 4 Stone Cold Serpents. This is a really good 1-drop, and this is essentially a land or elf if you drop the Wildcrafter Jianggu on your turn 3. But it also makes Growth Chamber Guardian way better, because if you play this on turn 2, you can put a counter with Jianggu on him, making him, I mean, he can produce mana then because of the Wildcrafter, but also you can search your deck for another Guardian, which is really good. And another great interaction is Incubation Druid. You put a counter with the Wildcrafter on the Incubation Druid, and now it produces 3 mana all of a sudden without you having to pay the adapt cost. Sounds pretty good, right? Well, the only thing we want to sink that mana into here is the Krasis. We want, if we can create a lot of mana with the Incubation Druids, man, sink that mana into the Krasis and gain a lot of life, draw a lot of cards. To get some more counters going, because this is an Ozolith deck, we have 3 copies of the Mechagodzilla in here. This can give us a lot of counters and essentially playing around the theme of counters way more. We have 2 Dispute in here because I don't want to see Teferis that bounce my Ozoliths with a lot of counters on it. So we have to run some defense against Teferi. And of course, if we run Jianggu, we have to run the best companion there is right now, and that is MOWU, the loyal companion, which is, man, look at this dude, so jacked. So much muscle on this dog, it's insane. But yeah, this will shine in my games today, so stay tuned for the games. I have tinkered around quite a lot before actually recording this deck now, and the deck has changed a lot. So, and now we are finally at a state where I would consider this deck to be playable. So yeah, MOWU in here, only 1 copy because more would be a meme. Alongside MOWU we have 4 copies of Questing Beast. I don't think you will ask why, because if you put 4 counters on the questing beast or more, this thing is unstoppable. Nothing will stop this thing. Yeah, it's a force to be reckoned with, even without counters. And yeah, if it has some counters and it's even stronger than normally, this is insane. We have 3 or 1 Sagana, sorry. I just want to try her out. If you have a thing with a counter on it, and we have a lot of things with counters on it, and if you need a creature with a counter on it, then you will draw a card. That seems good enough to run her once. And to top it all off, we have 1 copy of Bolas. You never see this card, but in this deck, this card can be quite good, so we run 1 of him. The rest is just lands, and yeah, let's jump right into the games. There are some fun ones, and of course we lose also, but that is to expected if you play like an Ascendancy list that plays like really not the meta cards. Nonetheless, this deck is quite fun, and it is performed decently, so yeah, let's jump right into the games and take a look for ourselves. Alright, our next opponent is Xenobio. And I think I have already read that name. I don't know when, but I definitely have. Opponent goes first. Another Luros deck. So, we will play this with a good curve. So we are going to drop a 1-drop. And that's going to be the Serpent. Just like that. Then we will have a 2-drop enter. And that's going to be the Incubation Druid. And then our 3-drop will be Yangu, the Wildcrafter. So let's drop the Incubation Druid now. No attacks with the Serpent. We of course will not block the Knight. He can just buff it and make it pretty big. We are gladly taking 4 damage here if he... Yeah, but he will develop something else here. Maybe Luros? No, Whisper Squad, alright. That's a pretty strong turn for him, but I think our turn is quite impressive as well. So let's drop our Wildcrafter here. With him, we will put a counter on the Incubation Druid. And essentially ramp for free. So let's put a counter here. So now this taps for... For free, right? Yeah. So we can get free mana here, and we can get a mana here to drop double Growth Chamber Guardians. Yeah, we will just develop our board as much as we can. So double Growth Chamber Guardians, pretty good. He will get another Whisper Squad. He is missing a payoff card. Otherwise, he's pretty much set up to do his stuff, but we have pretty strong turns as well. The Wildcrafter Jiang Yangu is showing his strength, actually. Yeah. And now we have a pretty strong board state against a really ridiculous deck that has pretty strong board states as well. Let's see how this develops here. He will claim the Firstborn. I hate that card. It's so strong. He steals one of my Growth Chamber Guardians. And he will play a Dreadhorde Butcher. Alright. I don't see a sack outlet here. Does he want to invest like the claim and all of his attacks to get rid of the Yanggu here? He can't do that. We will lose the Wildcrafter. But I don't think that's worth it. I will get this guy back. I think. Yeah, we will kill off the Butcher here. If he has a Witch's Oven, that's pretty unfortunate for us. Because then we won't get back our Guardian. And then he did a lot of damage. But he has no oven, so we get back our Guardian. Which is really good. Sadly, this doesn't create mana. But I think that's fine. We will tap this for free. And now we have 6, 7, so we can drop a Crisis for 5. Is that good enough? Probably. Let's drop the Crisis for 5. Draw 2 cards. That seems pretty good to me. He cannot really block the Chamber Guardian here, so we will attack with it. If he double blocks, I will kill the Knight of the Ebon Legion. So he lets that through. Incubation Druid with a counter on early on is turns out pretty strong. The Craze is ramping us for... I mean, drawing us cards and gaining us life is pretty good as well. No, we will discard a land card here. So we will take the free damage from Kroxa. And also I will think we will see the Luros here alongside. So if we block the Crisis here, he cannot really develop the Luros this turn. And he will lose the Knight. But then he can just develop Luros next turn. And lose nothing. So I will try and... I mean, losing a creature to kill a Whisper Squad is not worth it. I think this is the right block here. So he wants to push damage here. We're down to 12, but that means he cannot develop the Luros. And we are fine with this. Mechagodzilla will hit the field. And we can adapt the Growth Chamber Guardian. If he wants to race, he can have a race. We are going to swing with everything here. He's down to 7 now. We can block the Knights, so... Oh, now he has something with lifelink. But will that matter for him? He cannot pump the Knight, so he can only realistically attack with 3 things here. And the... Yeah, so this will be gone now. No problem. Yeah, and now he will die on the Crackback. I don't know what he was expecting here. We will find another... Yeah, so we won against the Luros deck with this counter-heavy Ozolith Ascendancy deck, which is insane to me, like really insane. Unbelievable. Alright, our next opponent is Jeffrey DO3 playing with Philfip, the big guy. We have a Serpent, we have Questing Beast. We don't know what we are up against. And I really don't think this is a strong start for the deck. This looks better. 3 lands. Some early drops. We're gonna toss away the Passage here. Yeah, this looks fine. This looks alright. We drop the Ozolith first. Oh, we're playing against the Flash deck. Lucky me, right? I mean, the Serpent can have reach, so that's good for us. Yeah, this might be Simic Flash. Can we win against Simic Flash? I guess we can find that out. Let's drop an Incubation Druid. Let's end the turn. He will cycle and neutralize. Alright, either he really wants to find a land. I guess he found a land. Playing this tap though makes me question if he has something to counter anything that I have. Because normally if he runs neutralize he would need... Alright, let's develop as much as we can. Let's drop another growth incubation druid. And another growth chamber guardian here. If he has a counter then fine. If he doesn't, we are in a good position. We have developed way more than he has. We have 5 mana for next turn, so that means we can drop a Serpent and Zegana. Of course, the Cutthroat. Alright, so now he has 4 mana, potentially, next turn. Yeah, he will start to... he will attack with the Sailor, of course. Why won't he? Or why wouldn't he? He shocks in the Breeding Pool, of course. Alright, so now we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 6 mana. So in theory, we could adapt an Incubation Druid. The only problem is that if we adapt something here, he can in response bounce it. And that's really bad for us. Because we have invested the mana and we lose all of it. So I think the play here is to cast this for 2. And see if he tries to do something against it. With this we try to block the Sailor. Frilled Mystic on that. Alright. This man has no chill at all. That means we can adapt now. We can adapt a Growth Chamber Guardian, but we can develop a Zegana. I think that's better. Even though we don't have a counter to draw the card. So let's develop Zegana here. I think that is worth it 100%. Yeah, if he can win a match against Simic Flash, I would be very surprised. He will attack with the Sailor here. What will he do? He shocks in an Overgrown Tomb. And we see some black. That's interesting. I want to try and adapt one of the Incubation Druids here. Did I adapt this one and tap it as well? Well, that's just bad. Should have adapted this one. So be wary if you play this deck. The Incubation Druid synergy is not really here. We have lost a lot of momentum here. He uses the Sailor to draw a card. I mean, fair enough. Fair enough. Sailor will attack here. Crisis. So let's tap this for free. And let's adapt this. Oh! Let's, we only have one green. That's why it was tapped. Let's get free green here. And let's adapt this. If he bounces it in response... Oh, he didn't bounce it. Alright, I mean, now we can just go down the line and adapt everything. We can adapt this gun here as well. For 6. And I think that's worth it. Let's adapt Sagana here. Let's try to. If he bounces her... I don't know what I'm doing. I'm gonna be honest here. I don't really know what we are doing here. If he bounces her... I guess that's fine. He will bounce the Sagana now. He really doesn't want to see the Sagana, I guess. But we have so much mana. And the Crisis triggers on cast. So that means we can gain a lot of life next turn, even if he counters the Crisis. We will take 4 here. That's fine. So we're down to 11. I mean, yeah, I'm really just counting on... Right, that's 3. That's 6. 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. So we will cast this for 10? Yeah, 10! Even if he counters it now, we will draw 5 cards and gain 5 life. Yeah, there will be a Frilled Mystic to counter the Crisis, of course. Alright, we gained a lot of life. The problem is we are looking at a lot of damage coming at us in our turn here. Yeah, I will block the Cutthroat here if he attacks with it. With the Growth Chimber Guardian. He decides to go all in here, which is the right move here, I'm pretty sure. I will block here. So we'll take 3, 6, 9. Oh no! We're dead. Yeah, we played with fire. And we couldn't pull off a win against a Simic Flash list. I don't know, maybe it's because I pilot the deck wrong. The deck can feel quite strong. Let's see another game here. Alright, we're playing against Zoidberg. Awesome name. If that's a keep if I've ever seen one. We are going to start with the Enclave here and play this as a 1-drop against Footlight Fiend. It's the perfect answer. It has protection from multicolored, so we will test this out. I think this is considered multicolored. Yes, it is. And he cannot even ping it. Awesome. Let's drop the Incubation Druid here. And next turn we will have the Yang Goo. Alongside a Forest to drop another Serpent. Yeah, no attacks here. We have the good boy. This might be the dream. Let's drop the Yanggu here. Let's put a counter on the incubation druid. And let's ramp out MOWU, the good boy. MOWU is a free with vigilance and trample. So don't you mess with my good boy. MOWU is here to save the day. If MOWU dies now, I'm gonna be so sad. No, Midnight Reaper. Alright. Yeah, we are looking really good here. We are looking really good. He tries to get rid of the Yanggu here, and we are going to block the Gutterbones with MOWU. As simple as that. He's gonna draw a card, gain a lose a life. Alright, so let's put a counter on MOWU here, and that will give him 2 counters. So now he's a 5/5. And now we will drop another Wildcrafter, and let's give him another counter, just because we can. Now he is a 7/7. Sounds pretty good to me. We will create 3 mana here. To draw a card? We can draw a card here. That sounds pretty good to me. Yeah, let's draw a card here. Oh, Growth Chamber Guardian. We can even play this one still. Let's smack with the MOWU here. He didn't block MOWU, so because he has Vigilance and the counter, he will create enough mana to actually let me play the Growth Chamber Guardian as well. Yeah, the Wildcrafter did his job, man. In this game, we showed some pretty awesome interactions, I have to say, man. Pretty awesome, pretty good. A Yara. Alright, we will lose a life. And he will attack the Wildcrafter here. I will not have to block that. Man, now we just would have destroyed this guy. Alright, the deck can be pretty fun, as it seems. And yeah, I hope you enjoyed this one. I had a blast playing this deck. If some of you have some recommendations to improving this list, please let me know. And thanks again for the 500 subs, man. It really means the world to me. And yeah, I hope you are still healthy. And we will see us in the next one. So, bye!